So, how to meditate? Do I know how to meditate? I think even a few weeks ago, somebody was asking me, okay, meditation, wonderful, but how do I meditate? So, it's important to learn, right? Because this meditation word we've been using for such a long time. Um, and sometimes we think we are part of something, and we think we are meditating, but maybe we are not meditating. So I think it's very important to learn the right method as well, how to meditate. Because in the world, people think, meditation means just sitting silently or sitting in a posture, you know. But physically, I may sit, but mentally, my mind may be wandering so much. And then I keep aside half an hour of time for meditation and physically sit. But in the half an hour time, my mind wandered so much. And then it's done. But I think physically I sat. I did a few breathing exercises. I think, okay, I meditated today. But did I really have a healing effect? Did I experience that healing inside? So, also, by the way, this month is a month of June. It's a month of yoga. Excuse me. June 21st is considered to be the International Day of Yoga. A few years ago, it was declared as the International Day of Yoga, understanding the importance of mind, body, and well being of the self. And so at the UN, it was declared. And so, since a few years, worldwidely, everyone celebrates June 21st as the day of International Day of Yoga, and various programs they organize, meditations they organize. But it's also very important to know what is this yoga. So it's that one single day we are creating the awareness. This whole practice of yoga is very, very individual. You know. It's an individual commitment, I would say, or an individual practice. How much do I actually do? Because many times we say, I meditate, I meditate. Do I really meditate? And sometimes we say, I love to meditate. Actually, I'm so much interested in meditation. We do say, I'm interested in meditation, but I'm not giving that time. I'm really not learning the subject so that I can meditate. Right? So there are three things. Anything in life, if I really want to learn, I need to have, of course, interest. But sometimes there is interest. Interest is one thing. I have interest, but maybe I'm still not giving that time. The ingredient that I really need to have if I want to learn something is love. I need to love what I actually want to do. If I don't love that subject, I cannot learn. Even in school, just think about it. When you are going to school and there could be one subject, you always wish that you could learn more, or you thought that the subject is too difficult. And whenever we feel it's something is difficult, the natural tendency is that we put it aside, right? Think about it. Either it was math for you, or it was physics, or anything, any subject of chemistry, or anything that, or a language. And so when you felt it was difficult, you slowly sideline it because you really don't want to address it. You really don't want to spend that time. So the first thing is, I really need to have love for the subject. I really want to learn this. So when I have love for something, naturally my thoughts will go towards it. I will create methods to learn, right? So can you say you love something and you don't have time for it? Hmm? When you love something, you really take out time, don't you? When you love someone, can you always say, I don't have time? Then that love won't work. When I really have love for something, I do take out time. That's the nature. Um, So, in the same way, I need to really have that deep love that I really want to experience it. I really want to meditate. I really want to give that healing effect to myself. And the second thing is, one is love. The second thing is commitment. When you love something, you will have to commit. No? You will commit to it. Excuse me. So when you love something, you know, you spend time and you commit to it. So that sort of commitment is very, very necessary. If you want to really learn something, you have to actually, in Hindi, there is an expression. It's called हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ना. Those who know Hindi, you'll know what I mean, right? Kajal and those who know Hindi, mm, like हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ना, meaning like, you wash your hands towards it, meaning
Yes, I agree.
like in the sense you really want to do something, you have to go for it. You have to go for it. You should not just take it easy and okay, whenever I want to, whatever. That never I learned like that. Like हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ना, meaning like, you have to like go for it. You have to rigorously do it, you know. And of course, in spiritual language, it's called sadhana, meaning giving that time, giving that thought, and giving that experience to yourself. So where I'm making not meditation as a sitting posture, but I'm making it my natural nature. As I'm walking and moving around, I have become an embodiment of what I want to experience. So first and foremost is like, meditation, of course, it's a good practice. Initially, I sit down properly and I do it, but it's more like a lifestyle. It's making meditation, making it your nature, you know. I have to like sink that whole experience into myself, that it's not separate from me. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, it's a way of thinking, it's a way of feeling, it's a way of being. That is meditation. Not few minutes I did and then I forgot, or I did once a month and then I go back, or I did once in 6 months. That won't work. Definitely not work. In any aspect, right? In any aspect, it doesn't work. So that sort of feeling of sadhana meaning that endeavor, I have to learn it. I have to do it. I have to give time for it. And we can never say, I don't have time. How can I say? See, the third aspect is, I said, okay, love and then commitment. The third aspect is knowledge. I need to know how to. One is that I will do my own way, which is okay. But sometimes it's good to know the knowledge because when I know the right method, then there is more power and more success. Sometimes I'm not looking at the right method. And sometimes when a right method is given, I'm still actually, I'll do my way, I'll do this way, I'll do that way. Of course, I can do some amendments to it, but the method is method. I can use that method in different ways, but method is method. So again, there is a nice saying in Hindi, it's called Vidhi se Siddhi, meaning I need to know the Vidhi. Vidhi meaning the method, knowledge. I need to have the knowledge of why I'm sitting, what is this meditation, how it's going to benefit me. I need to know. So there are so many thousands of meditation practices in the world. Really thousands. People have created thousands of methods. But if we really come back to the meaning and the root of meditation itself is to heal. So I meditate, and after that, if I'm not experiencing that healing effect, I didn't feel healed. That means my intellect and mind were wandering. So in Brahma Kumari's, meditation, uh, is called, of course, it's called Raja Yoga. And so yoga, if we see this word yoga means that sort of that connection or uh, remembrance. A simple word for yoga is remembrance. What am I remembering at this moment? That's what meditation is. So when I'm sitting, even a physical posture, what is that I'm remembering? As simple as it is, remembrance. So where is my mind? Remembrance means who is remembering? The mind, right? It's a mind remembering something, which is creating a healing effect inside the soul, inside the being. So throughout the day, are we thinking or not? Only when we sit down are we thinking. Hmm? We're thinking throughout the day, right? The whole day we are thinking. When is that we are not thinking? We are always thinking. So in one way, your thinking is your meditation. What sort of thoughts am I holding throughout the whole day, which is actually creating a healing inside me? So check today, the entire day. What sort of thoughts did you hold? One is that still holding the thoughts of external things. Now just think yourself like, even until now, whenever you sat in meditation, how much were you able to stabilize your thoughts? Mm. For 30 seconds? 1 minute? How long can you actually sit to create these healing thoughts? And how quickly your intellect and mind wanders? So that's the sadhana I have to do. So even physically, if I'm sitting, where is my mind? What is that I'm remembering? So in the world, there are so many kinds of meditations where people remember nature, where people remember, they concentrate on their breathing. They do so many things, which also has a healing effect, definitely. But I have to go a little more into subtlety now. Mm. And so that subtlety is going back to actually accumulating and creating power inside myself. So, in that, there are three aspects. So, the first method is withdrawing my mind from everything that's external. Really, because we have enough of connecting to external aspects, everything that is matter. Our minds have been connecting to matter a lot, right? We connect to our task, or we connect even when you sit in meditation, how many times you're connecting to, the work you need to do. So the first and foremost thing is in meditation, when I say I am going to meditate, that means I have to actually withdraw all my thoughts, withdraw my thoughts from the matter, right? So these are like the initial steps I'm sharing, that when you sit for meditation, the first thing is you have to mentally tell yourself, how much time am I giving? Like 15 minutes or half an hour. Now, I really want to commit to these 15 minutes or half an hour. You have to say to yourself, otherwise, you'll sit those 15 half an hour and you're remembering something else you don't even know. Mm. Those 15 minutes or half an hour, you may be remembering your problem, you may be remembering, you know, a person or a situation or a past event. Mm. So I have to have that sort of thing that, now I'm sitting, I really want to give myself an experience. I need to tell myself that I want to give myself this experience today. And so coming back to that method is that you're withdrawing your thoughts from everything that is matter, and let the mind and intellect connect to the subtlety, the subtle aspect that is myself. Because today we connect to everything in the world, but we don't connect to our own self. We spend the least time with our own self. Yes or no? Today, also think about it. Most of the time, we're thinking about our family, or we're thinking about our work, or we're thinking about what to do next. But how much time do you just sit quietly and just come back to your own self? Connect to your own self. So when I say self, self is that soul, I, the being, right? So again, that method I need to know. I mean, method in the sense knowledge that I am not this body, but I'm a soul. So that's who I am. I, the soul. So the moment I am remembering my subtlety, that is I, the being, the mind is coming to a naturally, it's becoming, slowing down, it's coming back to its peace. When I'm connecting to the body, When I'm connecting to, I'm connecting to the body, that means I'm connecting to everything that's connected. The body is connected to the world. So to silence your mind, I need to actually get internally to my own self. So activate this, allow your mind to go beyond all these physical things, and don't meditate because you want something. You know what I mean? Sometimes people say, I'm meditating because I want this. No, don't meditate because for a task to be done with an expectation. Meditate because you want to feel good. You want to heal yourself from inside. You want to experience that peace. So, as a soul, I am, my innate nature is peace. My innate nature is happiness. My innate nature is truth. And that's where I'm connecting, because that's where the healing begins. I need to heal myself. I meaning I, the soul. So when I need to heal myself, why would I connect to nature? Why would I connect to the body, which is nature, right? So I'm connecting to the soul. So when you're sitting, you have to give yourself that proper time to withdraw your thoughts and come back to the silence of the soul. So this is called the step one, that is inwards. Go inwards. And the more you go inwards and experience I am a soul, the more you get in touch with your innate qualities of love, your innate qualities of peace. And that's what we are all looking for, right? Even if we connect to the external nature, why we are connecting? To experience that internal peace. But actually, as a soul, I am peace. And that's where I need to connect back to. And there is absolute power, peace, happiness inside in the soul. But I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that, the potential, the power, the love, the peace that I really have. Hmm? I'm not touching that yet. So go within yourself, slow down your thoughts, and even as I'm speaking right now, as you're listening, experience it right now. Check right now as you're listening, how are your thoughts? Are they still jumping like a monkey? Can I slow down my thoughts and for a few moments completely forget everything that you have to do and about this physical world? Forget about your own physical body too, because this is just a layer around the soul. Now, some say body is also important. We have to take care of the body. Of course, you need to take care of the body. There is no doubt. You need to take care of your body. That's not the point. We are learning here to even go beyond from the body into the soul. That's a whole different aspect of taking care of the body, which we all should do. But go even more beyond and also understand the importance of taking care of the soul. I am a soul, and then I say I have a body, right? So when I say wellness, wellness is also about the soul. Well-being, we say. Well body, we don't say, right? Excuse me. It's well-being. And so when we say well-being, being is a soul. So how much well I am inside. So how much the soul is naturally every time experiencing that peace and love, or there are emotions, anger and ego, all of that is sitting, which is creating dis-ease in the soul. Just like the physical body, when the immunity of the physical body gets low, then it's prone to, picking up the bacteria, right? In the same way, I, the soul I am. Today, I don't know how to get in touch with my own self. So get in touch with your own self. For a few moments, even forget everything. And switch on, turn on the light that you are. I, the being, I, the soul. And wherever your thoughts are connected to, you're giving energy to it, meaning you're actually increasing the power of it. Right? Anything, it's like that. Whatever you pay attention, that grows. If I'm paying attention to a piece of work, yes, I'm becoming skillful in it. I'm focusing on something that is, going on a situation or some negativity that starts to grow, because that's where my energy is going. That's where my attention is. And if I'm paying attention to my own self, my innate nature, and my feelings, and that's what starts to grow. And so the first thing that starts to happen is your creation of thoughts is actually becoming lesser and lesser and lesser. And so the less is the creation, the more power I have, right? The more is the creation, the weaker I am. So how much creation do I have? This creation of my thoughts. So I have to go back. So in meditation, withdrawing from everything, the mind is becoming silent and connecting to the silence of the soul. And this is called swadharma. Swadharma meaning the religion of the soul. The religion of the soul is peace. So that's where I'm connecting to, that silence, that peace. So practice this again and again, and you can do it wherever you are. You're in the subway, you're talking to someone. So, how do I make this natural? It's called soul consciousness, connecting within, right? Going inwards. So, first is initially I'm practicing, I'm experiencing, I'm a soul, but this can become very natural way of living. And this is how we were. We had the less consciousness of body, really. Today, you see, the more we are becoming conscious of the body is becoming more sick. Don't you think so? We have so many hospitals, so many fitness centers, so many medicines, so many vitamins, but still why? Why the body is still becoming weaker and weaker each day? More deaths, less immunity. So somewhere, I've lost the track. So come back to the natural nature of being soul conscious. And that's how we were. We lived. We didn't have the consciousness of body. We naturally lived in the consciousness of soul. We looked at others as soul. And we lived in that self mastery. That's true. There was a time when we lived like that. We didn't have much of the consciousness of body. But the more we became conscious of this body and the world and matter, the more we got far away from our own self, the soul. So the first and foremost thing now spirituality is telling, go back to your own self, understand who you are. And naturally you can live in this soul consciousness. So make this nature of connecting inwards to your innate self as a practice of soul consciousness. I, the soul. And you will see how you will become a master in getting in touch with your own self. You're so awakened from inside, you're so enlightened from inside. You know yourself, and this practice is called the practice of self sovereignty, meaning you have the mastery on your own self. Sometimes let me give you a very simple example. Like, in the world today, everyone tries to be somebody else, right? They're trying to be like you're in a group, of people, or at work, or anywhere it could be. What we try to do, we try to be like them, or not be like them, but somewhere there is an influence that I'm experiencing, right? I tend to start experiencing or behaving like them. So just think, when you're coming back to, so at that point you'll start to feel that, you know, this is not my original self, right? Sometimes you do realize this is not me actually. What I'm doing, what I'm trying to do is not me. Sometimes you realize that this is not me, the way I'm thinking and being in this group, the way I'm behaving, this is not me. Right? So today we are not our own self because we have forgotten our own self as a soul. So this practice of meditation means you're actually becoming self-sovereign. You're going back to your own self. You're knowing yourself very well. You're grounded in your own skin very well. You know? And so it's like you're creating that self-respect for your own self. And so this is called soul consciousness. Now remove all sorts of consciousness and get in touch with your own self, soul consciousness. And you see the power you start to generate. And the second aspect is, one is turning inwards, and the second aspect is going upwards, connecting upwards. And when we say up, that is to the source. It's important to connect to the source. We are in times that we cannot neglect the source. So you can't call God or source or an authority or whatever name you want to give. That's not the matter. Don't get stuck there. The point here is connecting to the source, meaning where I can actually draw that current, where I can draw that power, where I can draw that love. We all feel like having someone who can support us, who can strengthen us, right? And someone who is there to support and strength, we always want to keep them with us, right? We always want to connect with them because we are receiving that strength and support. So all these physically what we have only a limited energy, limited power, limited strength, everything that is matter, including nature. Because sometimes we connect to nature, but look at the nature today, how it fluctuates. Everything that is matter fluctuates. There's only one who never fluctuates, who is always in certain stillness, is God. So look at him as a source, who fills the soul, not someone who is sitting there to just fulfill my desires. Now go even beyond these desires. Don't do anything for a desire. That's not 100%. Do because you want to do, you want to experience that. So going beyond and connecting to the source every single day, it's important. It's important. How every single day it's important to eat. Can we stay without eating one day? Even if we say, okay, I will not eat today. How many times our intellect will go towards food? Many times, right? If it's past our breakfast time, our thoughts get full. Sometimes I haven't had breakfast today. I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have time to have my lunch, but I still have that thought. And I feel like, oh, today I didn't have time to do this. Then why is that the one who gives me strength and power and lifts me up, that source, that I don't give time? Why don't I say that today I didn't have time actually? Today I couldn't do I it's a national thing, of course. It's the mind thing anyway. But do we even ever say that today I didn't have time to do this? We don't show that, no. As I said, haath dho ke piche padna, meaning like, that sort of interest, that sort of vigorous. No matter what, I will do this. I'll give time for this. But again, I'm coming back to this aspect of again and again that one is giving time, but one is making it natural, nature, because this word meditation is actually just remembrance, what you're remembering. And we are all remembering somebody or the other all the time. Do we say that I have to sit and remember someone? No, we are naturally remembering every moment something or the other. In the same way, I'm just switching that remembrance to myself and towards the source. So every single day, that sort of natural remembrance I need to actually create, where I'm drawing that power, the drawing that strength, because the soul needs strength. It's like recharging my battery, right? The soul is recharging, connecting to the source. So that's why it's called upwards. So inwards is the soul knowing myself, understanding and experiencing my innate qualities and my weaknesses too. And then going upwards, connecting to the source, drawing that power, that powerful strength that I want. And then the third step is outwards. So whatever I've accumulated, I'm actually naturally radiating out into the world. So whatever you are, that's what you're giving to others. Whatever I am, that's what I'm giving to others. So if I'm powerful inside, I will always make others powerful who is around us, right? If I'm loving inside, that's what I'm making others. If I'm irritated inside, and that's what I'm doing others, giving to others. If I'm angry inside, that's what I'm giving. And so outwards, what is that I'm radiating every moment? A few classes ago, we were talking about, am I actually spreading smoke or am I spreading blessings? It's a nice Hindi word. It's called dhua and duva. Dhua means smoke. So every time I have negative and waste thoughts, what I'm radiating into the atmosphere and to others is dhua, which is smoke. What is it doing? The smoke is contaminating the whole atmosphere around. And whoever enters that atmosphere are experiencing the pollution of my negative thoughts, waste thoughts. And another is dua. And so the more I'm connected to the matter and wasteful thinking, what I'm giving out there is the smoke, the pollution of my waste thoughts, my negative thoughts. I'm contaminating the atmosphere around. I'm contaminating even others who are coming into that atmosphere. I'm contaminating everything. Another is dua, meaning blessing. Because I have accumulated so much, so many blessings that I'm able to give to others. So, this is the method. I'm saying knowledge, connecting to your own self, your innate qualities of love, peace, bliss, truth, and then connecting upwards to the source because I need that charging. Because I live in this world, sometimes I may feel like you know, I don't have enough to give or to be, to handle, to cope. So I need the help of the source upwards. And then whatever I've accumulated outwards, I'm giving those blessings, those good wishes, those pure feelings to everyone. So, in this whole process, what is very important in remembrance or meditation is your visualization. Visualize what you're thinking. Meaning, I'm not saying visualizing everything that you're thinking. And naturally, we do that. When we think of something, we are visualizing as well. Like if we are thinking about some past event yesterday, I'm visualizing that. Oh, this happened, this way happened. I'm visualizing the person's emotions, this, that, everything. So visualization is a great power. When you're visualizing something, you're experiencing at the same time, right? So visualize now. Take your visualization, your your eye of knowledge, or your third eye. Visualize through the third eye your own self, the subtle aspects, and that is the soul, God, and the eternal time. So as I sit in meditation, visualizing that first dot, I am a soul, and experiencing the soul. Now, the more you actually indulge yourself in knowledge, meaning learning what is soul, how is soul, the more you're able to experience. Now, again, learning in the sense you have to actually give yourself that practice, no? Because we learn, but we don't practice. Even after this session, how much we'll give time to ourselves to churn on this, to give the thought, I need to practice this. So we all love to listen, we all love to actually read, but when it comes to practice, so the more you give yourself that thought and visualize. So when you sit quiet, I am so, or you're connecting to your positivity, your potential inside, and that starts to radiate and experience you being this light beyond this body. And then visualize that source as that beautiful light as well. The source, like sun, the beautiful source, love, ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of truth. So let the mind and intellect go so close to the divine that the soul is able to experience, the soul is able to feel, the soul is able to go into the depths of the ocean. And then, of course, I naturally radiate what I've taken. And so, yes, coming back to those three things, love, I need to have that love, commitment, sadhana, I need to give that sadhana, to do it really again and again and again and again. And it becomes nature. Anything, it's like that in life, right? You do it three, four times, you start to become, it becomes your, you know, your second nature. You will not forget how to do it, or it becomes like a habit. Anything in life, in the same way. Again and again I start doing it, becomes my nature. And so it becomes my lifestyle. It's not just a posture, it becomes my consciousness. And that's what I need to make. I need to make it my natural consciousness that I don't forget. So it's not that I'm sitting to heal myself, but at every moment there is healing. At every moment I know where to actually put a full stop to my thoughts. I know the way. So the soul is experiencing success. So give more thought to this and experiment. Once you start doing it, the first few times you may say, oh, my mind is wandering, this, that. A few months ago, I remember I didn't see them for a while. I asked, oh, I don't see you. And he said, oh, these days, you're conducting meditations in the evening. I can't concentrate. So I was not joining. But this is the problem. Whenever there is meditation, I don't want to address it. I don't want to do it. But listening, I want to do it. But what's the point if I'm not putting into practice listening? You know, what's the point in listening when I can't put it into practice? So give that little practice to yourself. Let your remembrance become so elevated. My thoughts, I have to have such a consciousness that my thoughts cannot go into waste and negative. I keep my consciousness high, elevated, and that's what is meditation. But as I said, you have to go for it. Om Shanti. So, any thoughts, anything you would like to share? You agree or you don't agree, or you have any thoughts?
Om Shanti, Sister Madhuri.
Om Shanti
Hello.
Shirley. How lovely to hear your voice.
I just feel like sharing something with you.
Yeah.
What you said, that we are not our own self,
Mm.
and I have gone through all that.
Mm.
And now I really feel I've reached my home.
Mm-hmm. Very
My
good.
mind is wandering much less, much less.
Mm. That is good.
So I said, let me share with you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I've been coming regular 4 days. First time.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm remembering as you speak, I'm remembering Thursdays, you coming to the center here.
I know I keep on remembering, and I say to myself, at least I should go Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday. But I joined Monday and Tuesday, and I feel some little more progress in my mind.
Mm.
So I've decided to join as much as I can.
Right. That's good. I'm happy.
It's helping
Good.
me a lot.
Mm. Very good, Shali.
Om Shanti Madhuri, very good session.
Mm.
Really, it's really, um, I mean, as other person just told you, the same thing. My mind is really, it calmed down. It was so volcanic. I can't believe myself. But today, what you explained, it makes more sense now.
Mm.
It's like it was a very good session in which how you meditate. Like as you say, you sit down all the time, but your mind is going externally. You can't control your mind, and it's just like a very hard. But at least today, you give a lot of uh, insight how we should do it, and it requires a lot of practice. But it was very good direction. I really appreciated all the detail you give it, how to meditate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Om Shanti Madhuri.
Om Shanti.
You are always giving some. This was very good, excellent session. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Sister Madhvi. This is Loretta.
Hey, Loretta. Hi.
I mean, wonderful session as
Om
always.
Shanti, Sister
But
Madhuri.
Just
Om
a second, Vimla. Loretta is speaking. Yeah. Go ahead, Loretta.
so
Vimla.
wonderful session. But I should say that I get puzzled every time you go, like, this is like the basic of meditation. And I thought I'm just getting it. And then when you talk about it, it's like all over again. But I agree with everything you say, especially with visualization. It helps me a lot.
Mm.
And to tell you the truth, I always imagine the light, like the light you have behind, or the light of Baba
Mm.
thing in Catskills in the center there,
Mm-hmm.
Peace Village.
Mm.
So for some reason, I just connect all the visualization of that light and stuff, and it helps. It brings me to the center of the light, and my
Mm.
mind, stops wandering. But it's a technique, you just have to work on it all the time.
Mm.
So thank you again. You always keep this very interesting, and thank you again.
Thank you, Loretta. And I like what you shared about the light. I think that's what it is. Experiencing that light is. And once you visualize and you're having an experience, it's like your mind starts to capture it, and it starts to become the nature. Right?
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Yes, Vimla.
Yes, I was very happy today. I got the answer. I said, when we are sick, we become weak, but we should always encourage ourselves that we are souls, not the body, that have become weak.
Mm.
Oh my God, I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you.
You're thinking
And
about
then-
me. Yeah.
And I got the answer today in this session, that when you think that you are sick, when you think that your body, then you become weak. But once you think you are soul, you cannot be sick and weak.
Mhm.
Then naturally you get the power and you get the strength. And today you had more strength in you. I was feeling that when I thought of you as a soul, you were getting the strength.
Mm.
And I was laughing at myself.
Thank you that you thought of me as a soul, and I was receiving your good wishes, your strength. Yeah.
Om Shanti,
Om
Sister Madhi,
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Vimla. And so, yeah, that's so true that we used to live in the consciousness beyond this body. But slowly, the way our lifestyle, our habits made us think and be body more and more. Yeah. Yes, Kajal, you want to say something?
Yeah, actually, this session was like what I was wanting for since a long time, because, like in a humdrum life, we always feel like I will sit down, maybe just let me try today. If not today, then tomorrow. So that sometimes that tomorrow never comes.
Yeah, no.
And even if we sit down, our mind is always traveling here and there and not able to concentrate. So like today's session was like the best thing I could have ever asked for. So thank you so much for that.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. And so I'll post this and then you can again listen once again. And but yes, go back to that practice again and again. And anytime you cannot act, anything is obstructing your mind, then ask or do something about it. Don't sit with an obstruction. You sit in meditation and you start to remember something else, that's an obstruction. And so you have to work on it. Oh God, I sat, what is this I'm remembering? Immediately you have to bring back to the method. You have to bring back where you need to actually connect to. Otherwise, I'll sit and the whole time is wasted. So, no obstruction. There will be obstructions in our mind because we think a lot. And so that thinking comes back when I sit in meditation. But this is where I have to make that effort that, I need to remove that obstruction, what I'm experiencing. It's like, say, for example, you're watching something and somebody comes in between. What you'll say, moo, moo, I need to watch this, right? Immediately
Right.
you ask that person to get out of your way because you can't see it in the same way. No obstruction should come between me and myself, like to connect to myself. No obstruction should come in between me and God. If there is any obstruction, I have to work on it quickly.
Very true. Very true.
Otherwise, that curtain, nobody else can remove that curtain, which has become an obstruction. And it becomes a habit. Then whenever we sit, those thoughts come back.
Right. Because, whenever a mind travels, it always travels in the past, like this happened, that happened. That person said this to me, I was involved in this thing, like those unnecessary thoughts which should not even be there. Always that thing comes up. So like really.
Yeah, also why they come up is because throughout the day, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking those things, when I sit in meditation, they're coming. So wherever my mind has been engaged throughout the day, that's what it'll come back. That's what will emerge when I sit. Actually, that's what I'm remembering anyway. But I'm noticing that I'm actually remembering this, which I shouldn't be remembering in meditation. Because throughout the day, you're busy in tasks. So you're thinking at the same time and you're doing also. But you're not realizing, I'm thinking this, I shouldn't be thinking. But when you're sitting quiet and I want to meditate, then I'm realizing that, oh gosh, I've been thinking about this so much. So your whole day, entire day, what sort of thoughts you hold also affects your meditation.
Right. I know you expressed that thing before also. But, like when we lose that connectivity, like not connectivity means like the regime which we should follow
then the things happen, and then again it takes little time to get back into that regime of doing things for the soul, not just the body but the soul as well. Yeah. But thank you so much, Sister
Thank you,
Madhvi.
Rahul. Thank you. Yes. Anybody else have any thought? Anything you want to share before we close? Okay. So, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.